I want you to do is be my love. My love. My love.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, my name is Avian, and happy Autism Awareness Month. It's actually almost over, but whatever, it's still Autism Awareness Month. But anyway, I wanted to film this earlier in the month, but I had just had a lot going on, especially with school and stuff. But now I'm graduated, and now I'm a college alumni. But anyway, so as y'all know, every April we celebrate Autism Awareness Month, and I decided to basically just pop up on here and talk about, what my life has been like with having autism. Okay, move over a little bit. Okay, that should be better. But I just basically decided just to pop up on here and just talk about, what my life has been like since me having autism. So, anyways, I guess I'll get started now. When I was young, back when I was a kid, back a long time ago, when my aunt was still around, I think I was 3 when I got diagnosed with autism. I don't know, but she was very stubborn with me. She was very pretty much she did not want to accept that I was autistic. She's like, there ain't nothing wrong with my baby. My baby is just fine. And so basically, she was pretty much a fighter around me. She let me tell you, so unfortunately she ended up dying when I was 5, getting ready to be 6. She ended up having pneumonia, and pretty much I basically she was my whole world. Pretty much she basically was with me through the hard times, the good times, all that stuff, and the memories we made. And she was very protective over me. She wouldn't let anyone hit me, spank me, do anything. Even my own parents, she wouldn't let them do it too. I was basically her son to her. But yeah, ever since she's been gone, things have been different, and all that. But anyways, so it sucks that she's not around and she can't see how grown I am today, but what can you do? And yeah, so basically most of my life with autism, it has been great. I have not complained about it at all. Sometimes it is kind of stressful, but well, not really, but life is stressful. But anyway, so basically I'm going to go through some of the things that I faced and stuff. So, I guess I'll just get this one over with because this one's not fun to talk about, but I just want to go ahead and get it over with. Basically I was a picky eater. I mean, I still kind of am, but I'll eat more than what I did back then. So basically I was a picky eater back then, and I would not eat anything other than cheese, pizza, macaroni, all that stuff. I would not eat vegetables or nothing. And this is so embarrassing, but I got constipated a lot. If you don't know what that is, which probably most of you do, but if you don't, it's basically where you have issues using the bathroom and all that stuff, you have trouble pooping and stuff. Sorry, I know it's gross, but yeah, so most of my childhood was basically like that. I mean, my childhood was great for the most part, but those were some of the issues I had with it. So yeah, but unfortunately, that's one thing I had to deal with. It let me tell y'all, it would take me almost a week to get it all out. I would just sit on the toilet, cry in pain, all the time and all that stuff. So, I don't know when I started having that issue, and the last time I had it was when I was 13, so June of 2017, and I have not had the issue since then. So ever since I stopped having those issues, it's been a blessing, it'll be 8 years in June. So it's been a blessing for the past 8 years, not to be dealing with that anymore, because y'all, it was painful. If y'all have been through it, you guys know what it's like, how painful it is. But anyway, so yeah, that was one thing I dealt with. And so yeah, if most autism kids are picky, it really doesn't matter. Kid, adult, teenager, it doesn't matter. Kid, adult, teenager, it really does not matter. So we're all picky, especially mostly young kids and stuff that are autistic. They're very picky what they eat and all that stuff. Yeah, but yeah. And, we all learn differently. We all like different things, and, we just all learn differently. And some people are just just don't understand you, but that's okay. That's why you have to teach them. And yeah, and another thing with me on that is back when I was in elementary school, my mom actually had to hold me back a grade. So I graduated high school in 2023. I was supposed to be class of 2022, but because of I struggled with reading, my mom had to help me back one grade. So I think I was in the second, or no, I think it was in the second grade. Then I got held back to the first grade. So yeah, I'm not sure. It was either I was in the second grade, then my mom helped me back to first grade, or I finished second grade and I just repeated second grade again. So I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm finished now and that's all that matters. But this is something we all deal with sometimes. Well, not all of us. This is something that we deal with sometimes, and it's just a part of life. So yeah. Now I guess I'll talk about Friends now. Friends was kind of difficult because I was kind of a very aggressive kid back then. I used to fight people for no reason at times, and I would just start fights with them. But then getting older, I started to realize, can't do that. Well, I learned that you can't do that. But now I have some amazing friends that, care for me and that are there for me whenever I need them. And it is unfortunate out there that some people that are just fake, they'll pretend to be your friend for a while, then they'll show you their true colors and stuff. And I've had some people like that. They've said some nasty, negative things towards me and just, say that I'm never going to do anything good in life, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I've had a bunch of people say some negative things to me. So, and bullying gets pretty intense. I saw this one boy back in 2022 who was only 12 years old. He was getting bullied a lot at school, and he ended up taking his own life. He hung himself, and he was only 12 years old. Can you not believe that? Can you believe that? That kid was only 12, and the bullying to him got so bad, he took his own life. That's how bad it can get, He had a long future ahead of him, and it got taken away because he could not handle all the bullying, and he killed himself. Some kids do that. That's how bad it can get, But anyways, so yeah, people just need to stop bullying and stuff. But anyway, so I guess now I'll talk about some other things I dealt with. Pretty much, I had seizures. Well, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I was in autism, but I guess I'll just explain. But yeah, I had seizures and stuff, and I had to take sleep studies for those and all that. And pretty much that it I don't know. I just don't know what all to say on here because, But anyway, so I used to have seizures, and it, when I was young, I would just wake up in the middle of the night crying and stuff because, I had a seizure and all that. And I remember, when, I don't know what causes seizures really. Maybe your health or something. So maybe it does have something to do with autism. Why do I keep, what is wrong with me? Autism, because your health and how you eat and all that stuff. So maybe it does have something to do with it. Comment down below if you know anything about that on this video. But yeah, I don't know. But maybe so. But yeah, I used to have seizures. I remember one time I literally fell off the bed and hit my head on something on the wall, pretty much. And my parents had to call the ambulance and all that. So, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty much pretty bad. So, and I had to take a whole bunch of sleep studies for those, but finally I grew out of them. The last one I had was in 2016, and so yeah, my life has been pretty good ever since after that. But, I had pretty much a good life all these years that I've been here and stuff. Just a bit of challenges, but what can you do? Nothing you can do. It's in the past, and all you can do is move on and make better memories. Um, and yeah, pretty much like, yeah, that's something else that I faced. Sorry, y'all, this is getting awkward, but what else? Like, I don't know. I've dealt with a lot, you know, like, I mean, I struggled a lot in school when I was in elementary school. I mean, reading, like I said, I had to get held back. I wasn't good with reading or anything like that. And yeah, so that was pretty much a challenge. And also, there's a lot of people, a lot of older people that really look up to younger kids, and I'm one of them, you know. So pretty much like when I look at younger children, because I am close with a lot of them, they are all my sweet little buddies, and I love them dearly. You know, when I look at young children, I see how great their childhood is. And I mean, like I said, I had a great childhood, but like for the most part of it, I think that just, you know, I really wish I would have not have faced all those things and all that. And it just hurts me that, you know, but I'm like, I'm happy for them that they don't deal with that. But at the same time, you never know. But I'd say pretty most likely not. But, you know, just like I said, when I look at younger kids, you know, that, and you know, I want them to share with me how wonderful their childhood is, and while it's here, and you know, and all the good things that they have going on when they're in their lives. And you know, same thing, I want to share to young children about how good my childhood was. But you know, I had a few struggles, and you know, that's one thing I would want to share with them too, you know, which I do share it a little bit with young kids that I know and all that. And yeah, it's just a lot to explain, but you know. So pretty much, you know, if you guys have autism, you know, you should, and if you're a YouTuber, you know, you should basically talk about this on here and make a YouTube video about it. You can tell your fans about what you've been through and just, you know, just share your story like what I'm doing, you know. I know it can get a little awkward at times, but you know, it's good to share it out in the world so they can hear your story and stuff. And you know, you never know, people can relate to you. You never know. And yeah, but anyways, so yeah, all I want to do is just cherish my life with young children, and also so that they don't make the same mistakes that I did, because I want them to be at least perfect enough to know that, you know, some things, you know, you shouldn't be doing stupid stuff and all that stuff. And like, you know, you shouldn't be like doing all that. And, yeah, but like I said, I have some amazing young kids in my life that, you know, they look up to me. I look up to them, and, you know, and that's a blessing. Especially, Peyton, which is Jaden's younger brother, he looks up to me a lot. Elijah looks up to me a lot. He's like my little brother from church. And all my friends, you know, I have a few friends that are autistic too. Jaden, which is my best friend, that's Peyton's big brother. You know, me and Jaden, we have a lot in common. We both love trains, but at the same time, we have different interests and all that, and that's okay. You know, we all have our different things that we like, and that's okay. Tyler, which is who I went to Carowinds with, if you did not see that video when we went together for Winterfest, definitely check it out. Tyler, he's autistic. He basically he likes to wrestle and stuff, and I see on his Snapchat stories when he's covered in blood, I'm like, Tyler, bro, like, I don't know why. Okay, but you know, oh my gosh, you know, like, I cannot talk. Just, I don't know what to say about it. You know, I just don't like to see him covered in blood, and I get worried about him, because one time on his story, like, he almost threw up on this one Snapchat story video I saw. And, and most other times he's covered in blood. So I don't know why he likes to do all that type of fighting and all that stuff. That's Tyler. But also his younger brother James, he's autistic as well, and sometimes I talk to them sometimes, and and now my friend Mandy, she's also autistic. I don't really talk to her like that, but all that. So yeah, y'all, sorry, I'm not the best at doing stories and all that stuff, explaining stuff, so I just kind of just talked about whatever and all I can remember, just pretty much talked about all I can in here and stuff, and yeah, but, I have my amazing family that I have to support me through the hard times, and, I appreciate them, that they've taken me to all these places over the years and all that stuff. And I appreciate all of my autistic friends who I have. And, I appreciate all of you in as many ways as possible. And just my friends that aren't autistic. I appreciate you all for being here by my side, understanding my feelings and all that. I guess I'll say this in here. But if you guys are new here, I did attend the Clemson Life program. At the Clemson University. I graduated this past Saturday, and if the Clemson Life program is basically for kids with learning disabilities like autism, ADHD, any of that. Oh yeah, by the way, I do also have ADHD. And yeah, it's basically just a program for autistic and other learning disability kids. So I'll talk about that, my experience, in a whole nother video. I actually did do that a little while ago, but I ended up getting in trouble for that. But yeah, now that I'm graduated, because, I need y'all to know my side of the story. But anyways, back to the autism stuff, because this is what this video is about. And pretty much, yeah, most of my life has been just filled with amazing memories, We've obviously had some challenges, but it's just a part of life. And definitely, if you guys are autistic, you definitely need to check out the Autism Family, because they do great videos on that, and their kids talk about what their life has been like since they're autistic, because all three of their boys, they're autistic. So I definitely recommend you guys check them out. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for this video. Sorry, like I said, I'm not the best at explaining stuff, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I did the best I can. Hope I said plenty enough. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you want to continue to support me, hit the subscribe button. And if you do hit the subscribe button, don't forget to click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload. Bye.